Hello everyone, I am TitanicSizedReviews, and today I am reviewing Dead Silence, a 2007 horror thriller rated R movie. It is an hour and 29 minutes long. I review movies, shows, and video games. By the way, sorry, kind of in a rush because I got to this real late. It's been a weird day. So I'm gonna rush through this pretty quick, and then just give my rating for it, what I like about it, or dislike. I don't dislike anything about this movie. I like it a lot. Okay, I dislike maybe something at the end. I'll get into it. There are obviously going to be spoilers, but I'm going to rush through it so quick you probably will have no idea what the fuck I am saying. So this movie begins with Jamie, the main character, and his wife Lisa at their apartment in I don't know what fucking city. Doesn't matter. Jamie's fixing a pipe. Bleh. Lisa wants him to go get Chinese food. So he goes to get Chinese food. Shortly after, they get a creepy-ass doll. Or dummy. Whatever. He leaves. She's alone with the doll. She hears noises. All of a sudden, the doll moves. She gets scared. Something pops up at her. She screams. She's dead. Jamie comes home. Sees Lisa dead. Hears Lisa's voice and sees blood on the floor. He finds Lisa covered in a sheet on the bed. He removes the sheet, sees that she's dead, freaks out obviously, calls the cops. Then Jamie is questioned by a police officer who's not very friendly and blames him for the murder of his wife, because who else was there but him? Well, it is what it is. Jamie mentions a ventriloquist legend about Mary Shaw, an old lady who kills people when they scream in his town. And he believes the dummy has something to do with that and the reason his wife is dead. So the next day he goes back to his hometown of Ravens Fair, goes to visit his dad to try to find out some information. He meets his new stepmom, some hot blonde chick. He talks to his dad, and they don't have a very close relationship because he was kind of a dick when Jamie was a child. Well, he gets no help there, and he goes to a motel room waiting to have a funeral service because Lisa also grew up in that town. Well, during that night, he sees the dummy move, and he sees Mary Shaw's ghost. He doesn't scream, but he is a little freaked out. Then we transition to the coroner, who's working on Lisa's body, sees the screaming face of her dead body, and realizes something is going on. Shortly after the funeral, Jamie goes back to his hotel, picks up the dummy named Billy, goes back to the gravesite where Mary Shaw is buried, where she's buried with all her 100 dolls, because she wanted to be buried with them, and he begins to bury Billy. He thinks it's fine, he goes to his motel room, takes a shower, and then when he comes out, Billy's on the bed. And next to Billy is the police officer who apparently dug him back up and questions him. Says that this might have something to do with the murder of his wife. Well, he takes the doll with him and goes into the room right next to Jamie's. They're neighbors. What fun. Jamie goes to the coroner's house to talk to the coroner's wife, because the wife is kind of crazy but seems to know what's going on at the same time, and Jamie knows this. Well, he ends up talking to the coroner, and the coroner says not to mention her name because she's basically Voldemort. The coroner mentions how as a child he went to an old show of Mary Shaw, and that the doll was creepy AF even back then. A ginger calls out Mary and says that she's faking the voice, and this makes her mad. That child ends up going missing. Shortly after that child's missing, Mary Shaw is dead, and the coroner as a child goes to see her corpse because she apparently also wanted to be made into a dummy. And she is. And he sees the dummy, Mary Shaw, get up at one point after he accidentally knocks over the coffin, and the body falls out. It scares him half to death, but he manages not to scream. Then we transition to Jamie going to the old theater after the coroner tells him this story. so that way he can look around and try to find out some information. He manages to find a book about the dolls and how Mary Shaw may have been trying to make people into dummies. Then we transition again back to the coroner's place, where the crazy lady who's married to the coroner is talking to the doll, Billy, dummy, whatever. During this time, the coroner's wondering what's going on and takes Billy away from the crazy lady, his wife. Then he hears a voice in the crawl space, which he believes is his wife because she goes down there. It's not. He gets trapped in the crawl space, and then all of a sudden he sees Mary Shaw, and he screams and he dies. Then we transition to Jamie back at his house, going to go talk to his dad about what's going on. His dad mentions that apparently his family and some other families of the town had originally killed Mary Shaw after they knew she killed the child, the ginger child from the old show. And that's why Mary Shaw is trying to kill him. As he starts to leave the house, the police officer shows up and tries to arrest him. Then he gets an ominous phone call from what he believes is Henry, the coroner. It's obviously not. It doesn't even sound like him. Well, he believes it is. He gets away from the police officer and drives off to the old theater again. The police officer following him. He gets back into the theater, and so too does the officer. And the officer doesn't believe that anything is going on there is real, that Henry isn't actually there. And then he too hears a voice and begins to believe something else is going on. So they look around, they search, and they go into a back room. And they find the corpse of that ginger child made into a doll. They also find the other 100 dolls that were originally buried and dug back up, back in their cases. Then there's a clown dummy, also sitting in a chair, a rocking chair, rocking back and forth. Jamie asks it a question, and it begins to talk creepily. Tells him why they killed his wife. Then you see Mary Shaw's hands grip around the clown's face. The officer shoots the clown, and then they see more of the dummies coming to life in the case, and he shoots those too. Then Jamie lights them on fire. Jamie and the police officer run, and they go towards the scaffolding because they're on the top floor. But earlier, when Jamie went in there, a bolt came loose, so the scaffolding is loose. They run over there, it tips over because they're both on it and it can't support their weight. The officer falls and screams, and the ghost of Mary Shaw grabs him as he's falling and kills him. Jamie manages not to fall off right away, looks up, sees Mary Shaw standing over him, gets scared a bit, lets go, and falls through the floor into water, because there's a lake right next to the old theater. He swims out. He goes back to the coroner's office to try to find the doll Billy, because he knew that was the last dummy left around. He talks to the crazy old lady who's holding her dead husband, Henry. Says that his dad came and took the doll. Dummy. Whatever. Goes off, heads to his house. He gets there, and he finds Billy. And then suddenly Mary Shaw appears and tries to get him. So he throws Billy into the fire, and she disappears. Then he goes to find his dad. He finds his dad, realizes he's dead. And he too is just another dummy. Realizes his stepmom is the killer, and she killed him a long time ago and has been working him like a puppet this whole time. Then Jamie turns around, sees her, and screams. And then he too dies. And that's the end of the movie. Alright. All in all, I like this movie a lot. First of all, I'm just going to say 8.5 out of 10. I don't know, it's not perfect, but it's really good. I really like it. It has a very good creepy factor to it. This stepmom being a killer of the dad and also somehow being like the perfect dummy who doesn't have any lines is really weird. Because apparently she too is a dummy. I don't get how that works, but whatever. I mean, it's like a supernatural horror. I just think that's a little dumb, but at the same time, the dad being a dummy is also kind of perfect. It really adds to the suspense of the movie, even if it is at the end. 8.5. I like this movie a lot. Sorry this, I'm uploading this so late. Sort of sorry I rushed through it. Sort of sorry I'm not. Sort of not sorry. Jeez, my words are just all over the place. Told you, I'm a little off today. Well, if you like the video, please click like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment. Let me know what I did right or wrong, what you'd like me to review. Now, that's about it. Thanks for watching. You have a good day.